Hey guys, it's me. So, we've been home since Monday. Surgery was a week and 1 day ago, and Sophie is doing fabulous. She honestly has earned the nickname Wolverine because she heals at that was weird. She heals at ridiculous rates. I mean, it's amazing. Her pain tolerance, her determination to just get back to being her normal self. She's my hero, man. So, this surgery was about 5 hours long, and the reason why she needed to have this surgery was because ulcerative colitis, unlike Crohn's disease, has a cure, a very permanent cure. You have to remove the colon. For every year that you are diagnosed with Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, you are increasing your chances of being diagnosed with colorectal cancer by 20% each year. So, having to already focus on her kidneys and worry about the stage 3 kidney disease eventually progressing, I couldn't allow my child to be getting pumped and pumped and pumped with prednisone and low dose chemo and, just endless medications to try to keep her in remission. But remission only lasted about 4 or 5 weeks, if even, and then we would go right back to the flares. Now, let me tell you about these flares that she had. So, when you have ulcerative colitis and you have a flare, pretty much your colon starts to bleed. It's not pretty. So, this might be gross or TMI or too gory for some people. So, sorry, but not sorry. No filter here when it comes to describing what my daughter has to go through. Just imagine someone having diarrhea, and that's what she's sitting on the toilet, kicking and screaming in pain, and you hear it hitting the toilet, and you look, and it's just blood. Or having her wake you up at 3 o'clock in the morning from screaming in pain, and you turn on the light, and there is literally a puddle of blood all around her because she pooped blood everywhere and it came out through the diaper everywhere. I mean, it looked like a horror scene. It was scary. It was sad, and hearing her cry and scream and not being able to do anything because she was in so much constant pain, I couldn't do it anymore. So we made the decision to go ahead and remove the colon. Well, it was hard to make that decision because you have to remember that Sophie was born with an imperforate anus. So that means she didn't have an anus when she was born. So they had to create one. And it took 13 hours to create it. Okay, so we had to wait till she was 7 months old to create it. And it took 13 hours. And then when she was 10 months old, they took down the colectomy bag that she had and they reconnected the colon to, they connected the colon and the rectum to the anus that they had created. And then I remember the first time she had a bowel movement from below, I'm standing in the ICU doing a happy dance because I finally had the chance to change a poopy diaper and my daughter was 10 months old. It's the little things, people, the little things. I was ecstatic. I had not been able to change a poopy diaper since the day she was born. I mean, yeah, I had to deal with the colostomy bags and pee-pee diapers, but no poop. And, I finally was able to do that, and she was finally able to do that. And then we had the surgery in 2015 to create the mace to allow her to gain control of her bowel movements. Now that was another lengthy surgery because they had to do a combo with urology to do the bladder augment at the same time so that we didn't have to do 2 separate procedures. So that was a 14-hour surgery. So she was doing the enemas through the mace, and she was able to empty her bowels every 2 days or so. And everything was going fine. You know, she was accident free and everything. And then here comes ulcerative colitis and just threw us for a curve. So yeah, making the decision to remove her colon was a very big decision to make for me. It was very hard because I felt like we put her through all of these surgeries, all of these procedures, and all of these painful recoveries. For what? To have them remove the colon, the rectum, and sew her anus shut? Pretty much remove the anus that she underwent a 13-hour surgery to create? It's not something that you just take lightly, you know? And I know I don't get anywhere by looking in hindsight and saying, well, if I had known this 7 years ago, I never would have gone through with all these surgeries with her. I would have just had to remove the colon then and there. No, because at least now, 7 years later, I can say, I did everything I could for my child. I went to battle for my child. I fought with doctors. I fought with surgeons. I fought with pharmacies and nurses and social workers. And I pushed and pushed and pushed until we all came to a decision together. So Sophie had a total colectomy, which means they removed the entire colon. They removed her rectum and they removed her anus. Why did they remove the anus? Well, because the anus was created by using part of the colon that she had, because it was an artificial anus. It was a man-made anus. It wasn't the one that everybody else is born with. So having the fact that the anus was made with the already diseased colon, they didn't want to take a chance of leaving it there. Same with the rectum, because if they left those two in there, she would still have the possibility of developing rectal cancer or tumors, and then we'd have to look at biopsies and all sorts of stuff. So I said, you know what, just take it all, dude. Take it all. And, you know, she's adjusting marvelously. Sunday will be her last day on prednisone. Yay! And then she'll start losing the moon face and losing all the water weight and, you know, getting her life back on track. She's recovering amazing, and I want to thank you all for all of the prayers and all of the support and all of the words of encouragement for Sophie. She appreciates it. I appreciate it. Alec appreciates it. We all do. So yeah, that was just a quick little update on what the surgery consisted of. And she has a post-op appointment in 2 weeks, and hopefully she'll be cleared to return to school and get life back on track. So thanks for everything, guys, and have a good night.